Hello, my name is Benjamin Skipp. I'm the music tutor here at Hertford College, and I'd like to introduce our junior organ scholar, Will, and our chaplain, the lovely Mia Smith. Will, can you tell us what you think is distinctive about the organ scholarship here at Hertford College?
I think the most important factor is the fact that the organ scholars actually constitute the director of music for the chapel, and so you get all of the experience with the choir and training the choir and playing the organ, as well as all the administrative side, so organising the tours, organising the music lists and that sort of side as well. So I think that is a great benefit to the scholarship here at Hertford.
As Will says, I think that the fact that the organ scholars are the director of music gives a really exciting, youthful flavour, and it provides an amazing opportunity for young musicians to learn and to begin to lead and to take charge of a musical programme and the community. It lends something very precious, and we want to invest in new leaders for the future of church music.
And what sort of offer do we have in return for organ scholars?
We have a generous stipend and we offer accommodation throughout in one of the nicest rooms in college, actually. It's overlooking the famous Hertford Bridge, and it's a very spacious room. It's very, very nice indeed. Our organ scholars get organ lessons, singing lessons and conducting lessons, so it's a very generous package, and we encourage them to make the most of that.
Will, do you want to just tell us something about your musical experience before you came up to Hertford and what you did in your gap year?
So I didn't have that much church experience prior to my gap year and joining Hertford. So I applied for this position in the upper section of my sixth form, and with my offer was included a gap year. So in that gap year, I went to be the organ scholar at Liverpool Anglican Cathedral, which was a fantastic year. It was very enlightening. I had a fantastic time, and I think it prepared me very well for this position here.
As Will says, one of the lovely things about Hertford College Chapel is that we don't expect a huge amount of prior experience from our musicians. So for our choir, for example, we have a non-auditioning choir, so that people from backgrounds who may not have had that kind of input, that kind of choral tradition, can still come along and join a choir. And I think that's one of the loveliest things about chapel and about choir, is the connections people make, because when you work together and sing together, something very special happens. And we also eat together a lot after our services. We have formal hall together, and we have supper together after our midweek services. So it's a very sociable, very welcoming space.
So Mia, tell us what you most enjoy about working with the organ scholars.
What I love most is to see them coming in quite nervous, new to the job, and I love working with them and watching them grow. And by the time they leave, they're just raring to go. They're sort of fully trained, almost musicians, ready to embark on the next part of their career. What I really like doing is the leadership mentoring, and watching people learn about themselves, learning how to navigate the difficult path as a leader of your peers, and seeing them flourish. It's really energising.
What would you say are the other qualities that make a good organ scholar?
I think good organ scholars have to love their music. And building on that, they need to have a real desire to take a lead in the area of music, choral singing and playing the organ. And I think that some of the qualities that we most value are people who are team players, people who aren't frightened to lead, but who maybe lack confidence and want to grow. We don't expect perfection. In fact, we want our organ scholars to make mistakes in a safe environment. That's how we all learn best. So anyone who likes to push themselves a little bit, who wants to learn how to lead and who wants to grow, we would really like to hear from. But you work quite a lot with the organ scholars as well, Ben, in your academic role, don't you? Do you want to tell us what you like about working with them?
Yes, so if you come to Hertford College to be an organ scholar, you have to read music, which is worth underlining. So I would be your tutor. And at Hertford we take 3 music students a year, one of which would be the organ scholar. And we have a really good working relationship. I like to think. And it's really good to see how the skills which organ scholars develop as part of the organ scholarship really feed into their music degree. So performance, choral studies, choral conducting, all of these things can be part of the music degree. So I've really enjoyed working with the organ scholars because it's a chance to combine the practical and the academic elements of the music degree really nicely. Thanks very much for watching this short discussion about organ scholars here at Hertford College. We hope very much you consider applying, and if you have any further questions, please do email either myself or Mia, and both of our contact details are on the website. Great, thanks Nathan. It doesn't matter if it's a bit rough and ready, does it? Because we are rough and ready people.
It's going to be fabulous.
Yeah.